How's it hanging, fellas? I'm OrosZ, and this is another episode of Mortal Kombat 9, a bonus episode. Mortal Kombat 9, this is Mortal Kombat, just Mortal Kombat, doesn't have a subtitle or a number. Fucked up this intro, never mind. I never really care all that much. I don't care enough to fucking redo it fucking 20 times until I get it right. So you know how I was getting points throughout the adventure? I was like, each fight I actually successfully done, I got points for it. Well, now it's the time to spend these points and stuff finally. What is this room? I don't know, I never... That's something I never did. I don't think I ever explored the Crypt in Mortal Kombat 10, so when I do my... Oh, Freddy Krugger. When I do the bonus episode, when I do redo my Let's Play of it, I gotta remember to do the fucking Crypt as a bonus episode, because I never did that in MKX. I did it here. It's this fucking silly music in the background. Sounds like the music from Borderlands 2 when you go into the Halloween themed stage. Yeah, and I did a bonus episode on MK11 where I go to the Crypt. Except the Crypt in MK11 is a lot more cooler because you actually get to walk around, explore, do puzzles. Like, the game still wants you to spend a fuck ton of money. And you do need to do that, but at least you fucking get like a cool open world adventure. Actually made me kind of wanna see something like that, because it kind of felt like the new God of War, except it's in Mortal Kombat, and I was like, dude, that'd be so awesome. Like, what if they just tweaked around the characters' movesets a little bit and make them work in a 3D environment like that? Kind of like what people been asking for, which is Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks. It's a fatality sketch. It's a Johnny Cage fatality, like he puts a trophy in somebody's brain. I don't remember him doing that, but I also never did any fatalities in the story. The story is surprisingly not all that full of stuff. So last episode, which was an insanely fucking long episode, I think I mentioned there was gonna be a bonus episode, so it shouldn't be that big of a surprise that I did this. The fuck I was saying. Last episode I recorded after the previous episode, so I was sitting here for like 2 hours talking about Mortal Kombat. Actually, I was talking about The Witcher for the most part. Shut up. And I didn't really finish talking about it, and since in this episode I'm pretty much for like most of it just walking around the crypt and locking stuff, I do something else, but I do it later. Because I'm playing the what's it called? Complete collection or whatever with Case. I unlocked Jade's beautiful picture. And because I also have access to Freddy Krugger, Scarlet, Kenshi, and I think one more. I think Rain is also in this game as a bonus character. I'm not sure if it's the case, but it might be. So my plan was I'm gonna do a bonus episode where I go through like a ladder fight, like a tower, and I'm gonna pick one of the characters we haven't seen in the story because they're not part of the story, the DLC characters. So I decided to go with Freddy Krugger because he's kind of the most out there character, kind of most out of place. I don't know if he's particularly that badly out of place, but still. You know what kind of sucks? I really wish they didn't do Freddy Krugger in this one. I really wish they kind of kept him for the next game, because the next game has Jason in it and Leatherface, and you could pin them against Freddy. That'd be so fucking cool. But you never got to do that, and one thing, the PS3 version of this game, like I said, features Kratos as a playable character, and I think he just comes with the game if you have the PS3 version. So that's pretty cool, but I don't have the PS3 version, unfortunately, so that kind of sucks. And, what was I saying? Fucking getting distracted all the fucking time. Yeah, and I guess MK11, I mean, couldn't they just reuse some of these characters? Like MK11 could bring back the slasher villains? Just just have them again. I wouldn't mind that. That'd be kind of cool to see them in like a better rendition. Oh, my waifu, better rendition HD graphics. Because fucking MK11 for a fighting game, it looks fucking really good. I don't know if that's a fatality. Maybe somebody's. I don't know. Should have added Geralt to MK instead of fucking adding him to Soul Calibur, which was pretty fucking lame. I know why they did that, because Namco, the people who make Soul Calibur, they are also the publisher for Witcher outside of Europe. But so it makes sense for Geralt to appear in Soul Calibur, and Soul Calibur always has these guest characters, right? But his story was just kind of lame. Oh, by the way, I know what you're thinking. The Crypt in MK9 actually has jump scares and stuff like that. Pantro. What the fuck was its name? Tigor? Get it as in tiger, except it's Tigor. Stupid. Fucking Pantro sounds fucking more serious. Also, 2022 is the year of the tiger. I wonder what that means. Probably nothing, but, you know. I think the last year was the year of the ox. And last year really fucking sucked for me. So I'm really hoping this year's gonna be better. Maybe the whole tiger thing has some kind of symbolism. Means it's gonna be better. I mentioned the jump scares because I just heard like footsteps to the right of me. And that sounds pretty cool. Like this, like even in the crypt you can't feel fucking easy. Like, oh, I'm just gonna open some gravestones, I'm just gonna destroy them, pick up some collectibles and shit. No, you can't. You have to be fucking scared. Also, somebody was, my friend actually has the, like, what the fuck is it called? The fucking PlayStation 5 headset, which is called, like, the something Sense headset, right? I don't know what the fuck it's actually called. And he said that when he was playing Far Cry 6, with these headphones, it's a really fucking cool experience, because not only does it like does the fucking typical stereo thing where, you know, you can hear sounds coming from left and right, you can also hear them coming from the back. So if a fucking plane approaches you from far away in the background, you can actually, like, wearing those headphones, you can actually tell where the fuck the fucking plane is, which is pretty cool. Sounds like a cool experience for playing VR on PS5. I don't know if all the games do that, and I guess his version of Far Cry 6 is the PS5 version. Is there even a PS5 version? I imagine not all the games support that. I'm still kind of feeling like, oh, that's a fatality. I remember that one. I still remember that. You know how like quickly nobody gave a shit about like the DualShock 4, like touchpad. Nobody cared about it. They just used it like a really big select button for some reason. They never utilized anything. Or Mac, nice. And I was really worried with the DualSense. It has a lot more going for it than the fucking DualShock 4. Nice. I'm gonna hang it on my fucking ceiling. And I was really worried that they're just gonna abandon that idea. Just fucking like nobody's gonna do it. And even already, like, I see a lot of developers just don't bother to fucking, like, even when you play a PS5 version of some cool game, all you really get is like, I don't know, some cooler vibrations and stuff like that. Even when I played Ratchet and Clank, all it really did was, like, when I did footsteps, it would kind of like vibrate left and right, depending on which step I took, which was pretty cool. And also when I shot some guns, I had to like pull a little harder on the fucking trigger. Which, when you're playing Borderlands 3 and using that feature, that's so fucking annoying. It's fucking awful, honestly, using that on fucking Borderlands 3. Yeah, I was talking about Witcher last time, and I think I've like finished talking about it like halfway through episode 4. And I mentioned how, yeah, in that episode, Siri's just being very fucking nice to everybody. It's like in the morning, everybody's having breakfast. She's like, hello everybody, how's it going? It's very nice to see you. I hope you have a wonderful breakfast. And then they make fun of her for no reason. They're just being huge dicks. Like Johnny looks like he's on rehab. Fucking nice suit. Yeah, and Triss is there, because she fucking showed up last episode. And I don't really remember what her deal is. Why is she in fucking Kaer Morhen? And there's like weird fucking visions Siri is experiencing, where it kind of looks like she's on Mars, because she's like in a wasteland where everything's red. Yeah, and Yennefer like teams up with Jaskier. How do you pronounce his name? Jaskier? Jaskier? Dandelion? Shut up. That's not his fucking name. It's the dumbest fucking name. Dandelion. I don't even think they call him Dandelion in the fucking The Witcher Netflix show. They call him Dandelion in the game, but I don't think they call him that in the fucking Witcher show. Just a stupid fucking name. What a thrilling episode. Well, I do fucking do more fights later. Jesus Christ, Sonya, even when you're a zombie, you have to fucking expose yourself. Who the fuck was designing characters in this game? I wanna talk to them. I wanna ask him, like, dude, what the fuck? This horny motherfucker. Yeah, I don't really get the deal with the guy who's following Yennefer around. Like, who the fuck is he? She saved him from execution, and that's why she's on the run from all the other mages. Because she, like, last episode kind of, like, reunited with the other mage guild. Or something like that, and now she's on the run because she fucked them over, I guess. And Yennefer is obviously fucking thirsty for Geralt. She wants to fuck. But Geralt's like, fuck you, you harlot, I ain't fucking with you. And then Geralt teams up with the guy who is Yennefer's ex-boyfriend, I guess. He's the guy who, like, helped her when she was turning into a witch. Oh, is that a Cabal plushie? What the fuck is that? Oh, or is that, like, Cabal after his... Nice jump scare. Is that Cabal after his... after he gets scarred, but he remained on the police force. So he saw, like, he kind of had blue clothes still, but he, like, still had his mask. Yeah, so Jaskier's trying to fucking get them on a boat. I guess he's trying to get them out of the city because they're wanted. And it's a very fucking stupid conversation. Like, the guy who's guarding the boat finds out this is Jaskier, and he says something about how his niece fucking loves him. And he really likes him too. And then he gives him constructive criticism on his song, and he says that his songs are a little bit too complicated for his average audience, which is a bunch of drunks. And he also says something about how some of his tales are very unrealistic, because Jaskier is actually singing about his adventures with Geralt, except he's over-exaggerating them, like every bard would do. And he, you know, like, he says something about, like, oh, this song where at the end the bard hooks up with a bunch of girls, that's so unrealistic. And then Jaskier fucking screws up everything. Like a dumbass, because he just, like, he was about to fucking go into the fucking boat and fucking smuggle them on, even though I don't know how the fuck it works, because, like, he's only getting on the boat. He's not getting on the boat with anybody. He's getting there all by himself. So I don't know how that helps with the fucking, like, with Yennefer getting on a boat. Oh man, even Ermac turned into a zombie. What the fuck is this shit? These skins where everybody's a zombie. Is this how the fucking Revenant were supposed to look like before they became just gray versions of the characters? Oh, they look fucking dumb. This Quan Chi looks kind of cool though. It's pretty dope. Yeah, and Jaskier's distraction fucking fails because he couldn't shut the fuck up. He started making fucking fun of the other guy for telling him, like, it's not even like, you know what, fuck you. No, he, like, walks up right into his face and he starts, like, fucking chains of insults. And then the guy is about to, like, you know what, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you now. I don't care that you're famous or whatever. And Jaskier's acting surprised. Why the fuck you're acting surprised? You walked up to this fucking big burly man and started insulting his fucking advices. Oh man, beautiful. And then the other fucking elf guy who earlier betrayed. How the fuck's that saying on? You saw that? You saw her outfit? Jesus Christ. I got a fatality, nice. You have to unlock fatalities in this game. That sucks. Yeah, and he punches the guard, and then they beat the shit out of this elf guy who later allowed the other elf to be killed in a sewer. And they're kicking the shit out of him, and I think he died. I think they just kick him to death. And everybody's acting like, oh no, what a bummer, they're such brutes. But earlier, you were shitting on this elf because he allowed his friend to die. So why do you now act like he's some kind of fucking nice guy? Are you saying that this is like like he did felt guilty about fucking leaving the elf friend behind, so now he's trying to help the other guys? So they don't think of him as a piece of shit for the rest of his life? Yeah. Esco's corpse has been eaten. And I mean, like, last time we saw when they were burying... Oh, that's a cool outfit. When we were burying Eskel in the fucking caves, the fucking wolf shows up. So, that's pretty much what I expected to happen to him, to be eaten. I don't know why you're acting like it's a big fucking revelation all of a sudden. And then Vesemir finds some kind of flowers that only grow on places where the ancients' blood have been spilled. And he found them in the area where Geralt and Ciri fought a monster, and Ciri got hit or something like that, so she bled on the ground, and that's where the flowers grew. So now we know that Ciri has the blood of some kind of ancient race. Like, I mean, she's a human, but she has like the ancient blood flowing through her, you know? I don't really know what the fuck that's supposed to mean. What's the significance of that? And my phone, I keep getting fucking emails. Fuck off. I hate your guts. Oh, it's PlayStation. Fuck off. Yeah, because I was downloading this month's PS Plus games. Only one that I think is noteworthy is Persona 5 Strikers. Dirt 5, if you're really into racing games. I'm not into like realistic racing games. I prefer like kart racers or just like something like Need for Speed. Yeah, so next episode we're in prison. I think I don't fucking know who that is. But they go into this really weird looking jail cell with a bunch of spikes on the wall, and there's a guy snapping his fingers. Oh, my wife is dead. No, somebody slapped her on the ass with his fucking bloody hand. You saw that? She had like a bloody fucking handprint on her ass. If you're gonna die, you might as well slap Melina on the ass, right? That's the words to live by. So stupid, holy shit. Yeah, so this guy is kind of like one of the main villains of this season. He's an assassin, and he's a fire mage. Apparently, in the world of mages in The Witcher, using fire magic is like forbidden and like frowned upon. I don't know why. What about ice magic? Was something I was really curious about. What about like lightning magic? Are those not a thing? Nobody figured out how to shoot lightning out of their hands? Nobody is a fucking Sith Lord in the Witcher universe, even though earlier in this fucking season we saw somebody who looked like Palpatine. And then we get Jaskier doing his performance again. And my friends were claiming that this is him performing again, but I think this is the same performance from last episode, except now we find out that this assassin guy was sitting there all along. And shit like that. And Geralt and Yennefer's ex-boyfriend, they're trying to figure something out or whatever the fuck. And then Jaskier gets tortured by the fucking assassin guy. I was really thinking like, oh my god, this is just a setup for them to have a fight because they're both in love with Yennefer. It's like a love triangle from a fucking late 2000 teenager fucking drama movie. Jesus Christ. Snapped like a fucking like bubble gum, like one of those stretchy bubble gums. Just fucking stretch it out. Yeah, stuff. Yennefer gets help from an ugly hooker, and I was making fun of like, do you think she got casted as an ugly hooker? Jesus Christ, collecting items in this game is just torturing people. Also, when he died, he turned into a fucking JPEG. You saw that? This is what happens to you when you die, you turn into a JPEG. At least this one seems pretty clean. This one doesn't seem that bad. Just getting your head cut off doesn't seem that bad. I don't have to hit a fucking... That seemed pretty bad. Unless you get hit by like a... It hits you on the fucking spine cord. That probably is painful. So we get like a fucking like a scene of them walking. And I was curious, where did they fucking film this? Should have looked it up. And also, I was making fun of the fact that Geralt is walking in like a hood, and has like a holster for his swords, as if he's trying to be incognito, for nobody to fucking realize that it's him. And stuff like that happens. They're working together. Triss is still at Kermoren. They're training Ciri. It's fun stuff. I almost wish this was like a sitcom where they just hang out at Kermoren all day, and Ciri's being trained, and then they just like run into like some shenanigans and stuff like that. Yeah, so the whore, I think, sells out Yennefer. No, wait, Yennefer first, like, saves Jaskier. She saves him in a really cool way. She bursts into the building they're in, acting drunk, as if she's Jaskier's wife. And then the assassin guy threatens her. He, like, lights up a fire in front of her, but she was drinking alcohol the whole time. And she spit alcohol in his face, burning his fucking face, which is pretty cool. Also, for some reason, I don't know what the fuck the assassin's name was, but they call him the fire asshole or something like that, fire fucker, this whole time. And I was like, I mean, I see what you're going for. Like, this guy's a fucker and he has fire powers, and this show uses a lot of curse words because it's supposed to be very serious, right? Like, nobody in this universe is gonna bother to speak very nicely and politely. Everybody uses swear words, they swear all the fucking time. But firefucker just sounds so stupid. I can't afford anything. I only have 600 coins. That's something I hate. Look how much cool shit I unlocked from all this money that I got from playing through the story mode. Do you want me to play through the story mode again just to unlock the rest of this stuff? I suppose. Like, maybe after a while that wouldn't be such a bad idea. Refresh yourself on the story, even though Shao Kahn's final boss fight was a pain in the fucking dick. I wonder if that tactic of teleporting behind doing uppercuts would work well on the previous bosses I had. On Raiden, because not every character can teleport like that. Yeah, so I think Vesemir figured something out that Ciri, having the ancient blood flowing through her, he can use that. He can basically take her blood, and then he can use it to turn her into a witcher or some shit. And he can also begin making new witchers in a much less fucked up process than they had before. Because before, becoming a witcher involved a bunch of like herbs, and it was like a torture for children, where most of them didn't even survive it. But now I think it's just as simple as fucking getting a shot, like getting fucking vaccinated, except you get vaccinated with Ciri's blood, and I guess you become a witcher. I don't know, maybe I have ancient blood flowing through me. Maybe if I fucking spilled my blood into somebody else's open wounds, they would become a witcher. Oh, they'll die, I don't know. Can I walk in there? Looks like a cool place, I wanna get in. Oh, that's the necropolis. With all the fucking character icons. It's a series like, oh, fuck yeah, let's do that. This sounds great. Ooh, towers. I didn't want to play as Nightwolf. That's not what I wanted to do. I didn't get to pick my own fucking tower. Or character. Yes, I picked the wrong fucking towers. Not a tag tower. I don't want to fucking tag along with anybody. I want to play as Freddy Krugger, though. And just Freddy Krugger. Fuck off. Yeah, Rain is the other character available. That's cool. Yeah, so they go, I don't know, Geralt is going through like a fucking ravine. Ciri's getting injected, and she's, I guess, about to be turned into a witcher. And even Triss is okay with that, because everybody's like, okay, let's do it. That's great. Let's just try.
Freddy Krugger.
Some other bullshit happens. Yennefer and fucking Jaskier get into some trouble. She gets kidnapped. Jaskier's trying to figure out how to save her. Blah, blah, blah. Triss and Ciri doing some kind of weird projection magic where she's trying to figure out the identity of... I don't know who the fuck, really. I kind of forgot, but she runs into her parents, who are dead, by the way.
Where there is smoke, there is fire.
Shut up, Smoke. You're not Scorpion. We're playing as Freddy Krugger, who's, by the way, really fucking OP. His moves are really easy to do, and they're just ridiculous. A lot of them are just insanely OP. And so Geralt's in this fucking ravine and shit like that. That's how it fucking sounds when you're going to the menu. Lots of trippy shit. A baby being set on fire. I'm not sure what the fuck that was about. Another really weird scene of like the fucking Siri screaming, and she sends like a shockwave through the entire fucking world, and Triss really freaks out about that. That's something Siri did in season 1, where she screamed and like the ground in front of her broke, stopping her pursuers from following her. Also, Freddy Krugger doesn't have two gloves with knives on them. In the movies, he only has one. Not to mention that fucking knife glove is a pretty shitty weapon. Now imagine if you attacked somebody with a knife glove like that, it's probably likely you would fucking break your fingers or something. Or I don't know what the fuck could happen to you, but I just don't think it's such a great idea. Not to mention he has 2 now, so that's even worse of an idea. He's basically Baraka. Maybe I should have played as Baraka. I wonder which are the characters in this game that are like you fight against in the story but are not playable. Just like Baraka was in MKX, you fought against him but you never got to play as him. Tanya became a DLC at some point. Tanya's a very underrated character, she's great. And then Geralt shows up in Kaer Morhen. I don't know how the fuck he got to Kaer Morhen so quickly. It was just in some weird ravine where he ran into a monster that flew away. And he yells at everybody for trying to turn Ciri to a witcher, even though she wanted that to happen. And he's being a dick, being a cautious dad, I guess. And then Yennefer's ex-boyfriend, I guess they split up and now they're looking for stuff on their own? And then we fucking, I don't know what the fuck happens. Some bullshit bunch of wizards are talking. The guy who Yennefer saved goes into, I think it's Nilfgaard, once they teamed up with elves, right? And apparently he's like a big deal because they fucking let him skip a line and shit like that. And Jaskier does nothing. Yennefer's having some weird vision where she talks to Baba Yaga. And fucking no, really. I mean, this could be the moment where this fucking show was starting to get kind of boring. I'm kind of like, what the fuck's going on again? I got no idea. I'm playing as Freddy Krugger. Ow, my fucking hand. And I was watching Nightmare on Elm Street yesterday. Specifically, just to talk about it in this video. Oh, by the way, we never saw that happening before. You see how fucked up Smoke got? In the main story, the characters don't have this many bruises on them. Or there's like meat exposed and shit. I guess it makes sense. I mean, if you fought against a giant fucking claw like that, it would kind of make sense. It would, you know, fuck you up. I like how the opening to Nightmare on Elm Street is Freddy making the glove. Because I wasn't expecting to see that, where he makes the glove and everything. And the glove is a pretty cool weapon. It looks cool, but like I said, it kind of sucks. Like, if I fought against somebody with a glove like that, I imagine that... Now, a different way. If I had a glove like that, and I needed to, like, block anything... Like, let's say my fucking opponent had a bat. How do I block a bat with a fucking glove? Or catch it with my hand? Are we doing 3 rounds for fight? Hey, it's a fatality. The Freddy Krugger's kill and Smoke. Oh my god, Smoke's eye was about to fall out. You saw that? It's fucked up. Jesus Christ, thank god they didn't do that. See, this is how the fucking kid died in the film. What the fuck was his name? Glenn. That's how Glenn died at the end of Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah, I really like this movie. I think Freddy was a pretty menacing villain, because when I was thinking about it, I was like watching Halloween not too long ago. I was going through that series, and Michael seems like the obvious solution to how to kill Michael. Just get a bunch of people with like fucking like assault rifles and just fucking surround him or something and fucking shoot the fuck out of him. Because once he gets shot, he falls on his knees. Like the couple of times he actually does get shot, he gets like messed up. So what if you just shot him a whole fucking lot? Well, that probably defeat him. But Freddy's a bit trickier because he attacks people in their dreams. Which is really cool because it kind of felt like Inception with this movie, where I was never sure, like, is it the dream, is it the real world? By the end of the movie, I wasn't even sure if the whole movie didn't take place in a dream. So, like, apparently the backstory is at some point Freddy Krugger was killing children around the town where they live in. I don't know what the fuck town it is, they never mentioned that. He killed a bunch of children, and the parents of those children got really angry. Or not really parents of those children, just some parents that lived nearby got angry, so because Freddy Krugger they couldn't prove that he was the guilty of it, so he was free. So they trapped him in the place where he lured kids, which is like an old factory, and they burned him inside. And I guess he died and became some kind of weird spirit that haunts people in their dreams. And it's like, the thing about Freddy is that he only appears in people's dreams, so when you see Freddy visible on the screen, you know that this person is dreaming. Right? Because in the real world, they're fighting Freddy, but Freddy is invisible to everyone besides the person who's sleeping right now. Which really made me think, so, if I fall asleep now, and Freddy attacks me, and I, let's say, run out of my room, does that mean I'd like physically run out of my room, or I'd only do that in the dream, but in the real world I still remain where I was? Because that's something that kind of confused me and I wasn't sure about. That's why I burnt my fucking popcorn when I was fucking trying to watch this movie. I said it for a bit too long by accident. Wasted it. All went to a waste. To a dump. Also, they fucking raised the prices of my favorite popcorn in the fucking store. And it really pissed me off. Maybe I should lay off with the popcorn. Maybe I should start eating something else. Maybe I should find a new snack. Or buy cheaper popcorn. But I don't know if I can know where they sell them for cheaper. And this one is really good. I really like it because it's butter. Jesus Christ, it's pretty fucked up when you see Raiden with like his eye all fucked up, so it looks like it's about to fall out. It's pretty messed up. Yeah, so the main characters, the blonde chick, the main character Nancy, forgot what the blonde chick name was. Nancy's boyfriend's Glenn, and as I like to call him, cool leather jacket motherfucker.
I guess I'll have to do this the hard way.
That's the fourth main character. At first I was like, oh, he's like the kind of the bad guy, but he's not really evil. Like nobody likes him, but he keeps fucking hanging out with them. But no, he's like their friend. I guess he's not really friends with the guy character because he kind of hates him. Because he's a Chad, and Glenn comes off as like a virgin compared to him because he's walking around with a leather jacket, he has a switchblade, and all that cool shit. Imagine nowadays if somebody walked around with a leather jacket and a switchblade and they were thinking that they're the coolest shit. Fucking a pompadour too, or a fucking mullet. How is it that back then, when people had long hair, it was just a thing, and now I have slightly longer hair, and everybody keeps fucking telling me to go get a haircut? But I do admit my hair is pretty fucked up this morning. I never knew Sonya can do this cool leap attack. Freddy's attack, or just like his combo is just fucking press one button over and over, which is really easy. Also, if you're curious, no, Freddy never does fucking front flips in the fucking movie and kicks the shit out of people. But then again, it's Freddy. He can kind of do anything he wants in the dream world. Which is what he does, is kill people. Yeah, and I think they're hanging out at this blonde chick place. She's been having dreams about Freddy. That's how the movie begins, and the movie kind of sets her up as the main character, and the other girl seems to be the fucking faithful to God best friend character. You know, she has sex with the jacket guy. And Freddy haunts her in her dream, makes her walk out of the house. Apparently Freddy's scared of crosses. So I guess Freddy's an atheist and he's scared of religion. Sounds kinda weird. And I wish I could play as Freddy in the main story. He's overpowered. I haven't lost a single fight as him so far. It's just too good. Is Sonya getting all fucked up? She is. Is her outfit gonna get more revealing? It really actually got more revealing, as you can see. Can you see that? You can kind of get a glimpse of her side boob. Nice. Fucking brilliant. Look, rounds lost. None. That good. Yeah, the first appearance of Freddy when he was walking through a fucking alleyway, following the main girl, for some reason he has like extendo arms. He looks like a Muppet character, and he looks really dumb. You know, and then she runs away from him. Some really cool imagery, like when Freddy jumps from behind a tree, and he cuts off his fingers just to fucking fuck with her, I guess. Yeah, and then in the real world, meanwhile, leather jacket guy wakes up, and he finds his girlfriend fucking freaking out on the bed. But when Freddy was attacking her, she was outside of the house. So I'm assuming that she doesn't change places. Like you don't sleepwalk when you're being attacked by Freddy. So she's in her dream outside of the house, but in the real world she's still in the room. And this scene is pretty messed up and pretty creepy. Like she gets cut open and then she just gets like lifted up into the ceiling. So she's on top of the ceiling now, like fucking freaking out, and she has like a fucking open wound from the cuts of Freddy's glove on her chest, and she's basically bleeding out. The whole room's covered in blood. Leather jacket guy's freaking out, blood everywhere, and he runs out of the window because he's convinced that somebody else did it. Because, you know, he didn't fucking do it. Freddy did it, but he didn't saw anybody do it. So he has to fucking chase him, even though he doesn't exist in the physical world. So they arrest Leather Jacket guy, unfortunately, later. When Nancy's going to school, she runs into him. It's a character of like a guy in a suit, but I'm not sure who the fuck he was. Because he doesn't really reappear. I'm just thinking like, how this movie... Like if I saw somebody freak out like that, that'd be pretty fucked up. What if they're getting attacked by Freddy Krugger? I don't know. Now, who are the people fighting in the background? That's not Knuckles and Blaze or whatever the fuck their names were in the original fucking Mortal Kombat pit stage. But that was like a guy and like a guy on flames fighting in the background, and they had like fake names who gave them. The fire guy was named Blaze. And the other guy was named Knuckles something. Knuckle Dragger, I don't know. No, that's a Borderlands villain. Not even a villain, a monster. Yeah, that's the first boss fight. And probably the freakiest vision appears. Nancy falls asleep during her class, and she sees the girl who died earlier in a body bag, like walking around the hallways of the school, which looks pretty freaky. And I like how the fucking like hallway, I don't know what the fuck, whoever this is, some girl, she has a red and green sweater like Freddy does, so you can tell that this is Freddy in disguise. And see, all of the dreams Freddy puts people in like connect to that fucking place where he killed people. So for example, she goes down the stairs of his school and all of a sudden she ends up in that weird fucking factory. That abandoned place that he killed people in. Also, he cuts himself open on the chest and like a bunch of worms fall out, so I guess that's another way of him fucking with people. Just doing really gross shit. Yeah, I don't know, some other stuff happened. Kind of forgot the middle of this movie. Oh yeah, there was a cool bath scene where Nancy falls asleep in a bath, and not only that's pretty scary, because she could fucking drown any moment. Get some fucking water in her nose, she could drown in a bathtub. Freddy's trying to drag her on like the bottom of the fucking bath, even though it looks really silly. So that's pretty fucked up, because like, I probably can't stay awake for like longer than a day. Like I would eventually fucking fall asleep, right? Oh, I actually lost the fight. Noob Saiba did it. Good job, noob. If anybody got to kick my ass, I'm glad at least it was a cool character. I only wish to see like Freddy in the intro cutscenes of MKX with other characters. Freddy's such a shit talker too. Not in this movie, but like later he kind of gets more shit talky. Because Nancy has, you know, like she's scared to fall asleep because every time she does, Freddy comes around, fucking kills people. Or I mean, tries to kill her. And Jesus. But you know, she's keep fucking getting tired, so she's keep drinking coffee and like taking some weird pills to stay asleep. I mean, stay fucking awake. She's pretty freaky, I guess. I can't imagine to try to force myself to stay awake by just fucking. I did a stage fatality, nice.
Freddy wins.
Poor Noob Saibot.
Fatality.
I feel horrible for him. He didn't even die in a dream. Unless he was dreaming. In the next dream sequence, Freddy goes into the police station, and I think, honestly, the leather jacket guy got the most non-fucked up death. He died by just getting, like, strangled by a bed sheet and then eventually hanged. And there's some pretty fucked up imagery about the girl who died at the beginning. Because she's standing with a body bag over her body, and she's kind of standing in a position that I thought, like, is she supposed to resemble the Jesus' mother, Holy Mary, right? She kind of looks like that, like she has her like hand up and like a weird motion, and like bugs are coming out of her body, just pretty fucked up. But Nancy makes it back to her house, almost gets fucking killed by Freddy, but then an alarm clock wakes her up. Yeah, but the idea was that her boyfriend, by the way, snuck into her room before. It's a pretty weird thing that they just did in these movies back, and that they just snuck into each other's room. Like I couldn't imagine doing that. Fucked up. Even if I'm fucking doing that to a friend. Yeah, some bullshit about how he was supposed to wake her up to keep her awake. Also, her mother's like one of the people who killed Freddy. And also she's having a thing where she's keep drinking throughout this movie because she's, I guess, also being very stressed about her fucking daughter freaking out.
Freddy wins.
Blah blah blah. Leather jacket guy dies. That's a bummer. He gets a funeral. Everyone's sad. They're pretty sure. They're kind of starting to suspect that he probably wasn't the killer of the girl, which is what they thought before. It was pretty obvious that he did it, even though it wasn't him. But like, who the fuck else would it be? A dream monster? That's why I think this, like, Freddy's actually, even though he's kind of more silly than all the other slasher villains, he's probably more serious because he's like attacking people in dreams. It's kind of hard to get away from. Like, you can't fucking not sleep forever. That'd be fucked up. And it's like scene where they take Nancy to a hospital, and then she sleeps in the hospital, and her like brain gets. It's like she has these wires connected to her face, because I guess they're running some experiments on her. Jesus Christ! I turned into a baby. What the fuck? What is wrong with me? Sounds like something Freddy would actually do. Oh no, Findale. How many fights do we have in this fucking ladder? This is the last one? The episode's kind of ending. Or am I doing some kind of infinite ladder? Or did I just quit? Yeah, I think I quit for some reason. Oh, wasn't done talking about the movie though. Fuck. That sucks, dick. And that's it. It's 1 minute left. She freaks out in a hospital, which seems like the ultimate proof that she's not fucking crazy and there's actually something fucked up happening to her. Because when she wakes up, she has scars on her arm. Which how the fuck was she supposed to do that to herself? And she, most importantly, has Freddy Krugger hat, because she took it from the dream world, which convinced her that if she manages to catch him and then wake up, she can take him to the real world where they can fucking kill him. Which by the end of the movie, she sets up a bunch of traps in her house and she's trying to lure... Oh, that was Evil Raiden from the next game, which was really underutilized. Which backfires, and the ending of this movie is pretty dark. They pretty much fail to capture Freddy, and he's still on the run, and he probably kills everybody too. So they don't fucking defeat him. So see you fellas in the next episode. Bye.